But I'm going to move on to the other political picture that we're focusing on tonight, and that is now with the slogovers of the election actually over and a bigger turnout, as you could see there, almost 66+% since the last election in the same number of seats. Well, the question we're really asking is whether there is a genuine Modi wave, one, whether this is a vote for change, whether that higher turnout indicates a vote for change. And also, Narendra Modi is now talking about a target of 300 plus. He's talking about 300 lotuses. Is that a realistic target for the BJP, or, as Mr. Chidambaram told NDTV yesterday, is it realistic for him to say that this election is equal for all political parties right now and anyone can form a government? Take a look.
When you spoke of acknowledging candidly, as I said, that some mistakes were made, critical mistakes were made, what would you identify as the biggest mistake?
No, I said the political system failed to read the mood of the people. I think 2010 and 2011 were crucial years. From the government's point of view, the mistake was we failed to communicate what we were doing and why we were doing. I think the elections will throw up a surprising verdict, and I think every formation will have a chance to make a pitch to form the government.
Including the Congress?
I think so.
श्री नरेंद्र मोदी का बार बार ये कहना कि बीजेपी की हवा है, मुझे भारतीय जनता पार्टी की कोई ज्यादा हवा नजर नहीं आ रही है। हवा केवल मीडिया में है, ओपिनियन पोल में है। मुझे कोई जमीन पर हकीकत में कोई ज्यादा हवा मुझे भारतीय जनता पार्टी की नजर नहीं आ रही है।
लोकसभा इलेक्शन में भारतीय जनता पार्टी को क्लियर मेजॉरिटी हासिल होगी और बीजेपी लेड एनडीए को मोर देन 300 सीट्स निश्चित रूप से मिलेगी।
All right, so the BJP now talking about 300 seats. The question is that a realistic target, or is there some life back in the Congress at this stage of the election campaign? Let me take that to Derek O'Brien first. Derek, do you see the 300 lotuses that Mr. Modi is talking about as a possible target realistically, just stepping away from all political rivalries for a moment, or do you think that that's just a lot of hot air?
Nidhi, you said two things. One is you said these are the slog over. And then you said stepping away from all political rivalries. I will keep both your rules or suggestions. You know, it's like an IPL, now there's a game on. It's a 20 overs T20 match. Now, whenever an IPL team goes out to bat from the dugout, they set themselves a target of 300. Because the highest score ever in an IPL, in the history of IPL, I think is 263 for 5. That's the Royal Challengers Bangalore. But if a team wants to inspire themselves, inspire their players, inspire their supporters, and decide that today at 8 p.m. we're going to bat, so we're going to score a 300. In the history of IPL, 263 has been the maximum. So it's a little that's why I'm saying I'm in a very lovely, relaxed mood today, because we've had a good day at the elections in Bengal. But it's a little like that. So the BJP, or for that matter the Congress, or for that matter any other political party, is well within the right to set some targets. But the reality is that in the last 15 years, if we look at history, modern Indian history, the last 15 years, there has been a coalition government. So then it's all very well to say you're going to make 300 in IPL in 20 overs, but you end up with the 170s and the 180s. So I think this is my cricket analogy to assess this situation. As you said, to stay away from politics, to try and be neutral, and to get into the slog overs.
I shouldn't have asked anyone to do that during election season, but Sudhanshu Trivedi, you've had your hand up on that. Is there a degree of overconfidence? Let me ask you this. You have certainly every reason to be confident that you will do very, very well in this election, but do you believe there is a danger that the BJP is being overconfident? When Mr. Modi says, well, this is the first election where we already know the results, the Congress has accepted defeat, would it be wiser to wait for the 16th of May?
What Mr. Modi is saying is based on the concrete fact. If you look at the state assembly elections happened in the last 7 or 8 years, those were the days of 90s when there was fractured mandate. In the last 7 and 8 years, people has given decisive mandate, or rather than overwhelming mandate in favor of one party or the other, whether Mr. Derek O'Brien's party in Bengal or BJP JDU alliance in Bihar, or we got government in Karnataka in 2008, or we were routed in Karnataka, whether it was a clear majority of Mayawati or Mulayam Singh, it was very unpredictable during the UP elections. It means the people of India has reached to a conclusion to give a decisive mandate. Even if you look at 2009 Lok Sabha election, it was Congress 206, number 1 party, it was BJP 116, number 2 party. Who was number 3 party? All were 20 plus minus 2. And those parties who fought the election in alliance with the national parties have fared good, like Mamata Banerjee in West Bengal and JDU in Bihar. But those who tried to go on their own, like the left parties and Mayawati in Uttar Pradesh, fared much below what was the expectation. It means people have decided to vote for a decisive government on the basis of these facts. We and then Mr. Narendra Modi are saying that we are moving close towards majority or likely to cross the majority, because people are fed up with this type of government which is having so many pulls and pressures, so that they cannot take a good decision and a decisive decision in favor of...
Mr. Trivedi, you are underestimating the power of the regional parties here. I mean, are you underestimating how well Mamata and Mayawati, for instance, could do in these polls? Are you saying that they're not going to do well?
No, I am not understanding. But people of India are having wisdom to judge whether it is the state election or the central election. Like they gave Mayawati the majority in 2007, but they gave just 20 seats in 2009 Lok Sabha election. They have given more seats to Congress. Congress got 22 Lok Sabha seats in Uttar Pradesh in 2009. So people of India are wise enough to judge who is going to rule at center and who is going to rule at state. So this is the national government. So people are knowing that who is able to form a stable, development-oriented government at center.
Sudhindra Bhadoria, is that a gross underestimation of what Mayawati and Mamata could do in this election?
Well, you see, I'm not very surprised at the understanding of Sudhanshu ji, because if there was a nationwide wave in favor of Mr. Modi, then he would, and the BJP, because they are saying that now this election of 2014 will be different from the elections which have been held since 1989 onwards. In the last 25 years, we have had successive coalition governments. He is trying to say that they will be getting around 300 seats. They are contesting about 350 seats, and in that, if they will win all the seats, that means whether it is the Trinamool, or whether it is in Bihar, whether it is in other parts of the country, they will be wiped out, and so will the other parties be. I want to say that this election will be no different from what the elections have been held in the last 25 years. And in this election also, you will see that the regional parties or the local forces will have a very, very important, significant role in the days to come. And in the days to come, you will be seeing that whether it is TMC or whether it is the Jayalalitha's party or many such parties in this country, they will come with numbers, and Mr. Sudhanshu ji and his party will be surprised that they are today expecting 300 seats when they will find that their numbers have not even reached half the way of what they are expecting in the polls from this election.
I just want to ask Mr. Ketkar, and taking off from what Sudhanshu, from what Mr. Bhadoria has said, that Mr. Modi would really have to break into the vote banks of Mayawati, Mamata, Jayalalitha, even the left, in order to get to that 300 plus mark. Would you agree? And do you see him capable of being able to do that? It's not impossible.
There is no question of his being capable. There is something called electorate in this country. 116 was the number of the BJP in 2009. If it is 300 plus, let us say 316, it is almost three times more that they are seeking in terms of seats, which means despite first past post system, if they are seeking 3 times more seats, that means they are seeking something like 4 times more vote. And that vote share, where will it come? It is not coming from Tamil Nadu, it is not coming from Kerala, it is not coming from Andhra in BJP's name, it is not coming even in Karnataka except about 10 seats coming after Yediyurappa came, it is not coming in Bengal, it is not coming in Northeast. So where are they getting all these seats? 300 seats from where? They have the Western Indian cult of all the states, and also they have some portion of UP and Bihar. But Western India was always with them. They had peaked out there. There is nothing to gain further. In Gujarat, they had almost peaked out. In Rajasthan, they had peaked out. So they have to win all the seats in UP and all the seats in Bihar to go to the number of 300,
All
which
of
is
them.
impossible. It is impossible. Otherwise, how will they get to 300 at all? From 116 to 300 means they also get those 116. And plus they get all these seats, 200 seats more. I think it is outlandish. Outlandish. They can have this overconfidence. They can have this obsessive overconfidence of coming to power with their own majority. But I don't think it has any practical value at all in terms of political and electoral assessment of last so many years.
Naresh Gujral, I'll take that to you. Is it an obsessive overconfidence?
Well, Nidhi, I think BJP has never said that they're getting 300 seats. That's the first thing.
They've said the NDA.
They have said NDA will get 300 seats. 1 second. They've said NDA will get 300
Yes,
seats.
we have said that NDA will
Which
get
means
300 seats.
At best, 245 for BJP, which is not unrealistic. And may I just point out that before EC clamped down on NDTV, your last opinion poll showed that NDA was close to 275. Which was much more than your previous opinion poll. And if this clampdown had not been put, even you would have been showing 300 today. As my friend Sudhanshu said, the politicians can be confused, the media can be confused, but the people of India are never confused. They give a decisive mandate, and this time they have decided to give a very decisive mandate in favor of the NDA.
And what do you think of how then are we underestimating, even if you look at the NDTV poll, and that aside, are we underestimating what Mayawati may do in Uttar Pradesh, for instance? I ask you as a politician.
I think your poll was very realistic, and I think since then, whether it is Mayawati ji or whether it's Samajwadi Party, they are all losing ground, and day by day BJP is gaining ground there. So your poll was absolutely bang on. They will get perhaps a few more seats than what you had even predicted at that time.
Okay, I'll take that quickly back to Derek for a response before I come to Sanjay. Yes, Derek.
Nothing, Nidhi. I think this is a very nice time where all of us who are spokespersons of parties and all of you who have to do daily talk shows,
Have to pull numbers
we
out of a hat.
need to do something in the evening to keep ourselves. We need to do something to keep ourselves occupied in the evening. So someone has said NDA will get 300. So you get a few of us together and we'll talk. Naresh, my friend, will talk. I'll say a few things. You know, so it's all part of that system. How this is going to affect the electorate is all our big talk and all the bluster. We'll have to wait for the 16th of May. Our own understanding is, because we know Bengal better than we know some other states. The Congress, which was in alliance, and I'll give you that two-line perspective. The Congress, which was in alliance with us in Bengal, are going to do very badly in Bengal. The BJP have 1 seat in Bengal. I think listening to what they're saying, that they have some high hopes in Bengal. My own belief is that from 1, they will go down to 0 in Bengal. So when they are calculating their 200 or whatever, so I'm wondering what they're talking about Bengal. But the most serious point is, I think the BJP and the NDA themselves know that 300 is not even a realistic figure. It's like setting a sales target for a new sales representative. The sales manager, the general manager sales will set you an unrealistic target to the team and the boys. So when you're short of the target, you still feel you're short of the target, but the boys have worked very hard. You know, so this is part of the strategy also, which is also fine. It's about managing expectations at the end of it all. So everyone's having lots of fun, everyone's throwing numbers. So keep going for the next 14-15 days. We are in no hurry. We'll wait till the 16th of May.
And we all have talk shows to do for the next 14-15 days. We will continue to speculate and pull numbers out of our hat, because we have a job to do as well. I wish this counting day would come sooner rather than later. I agree with you. But Sanjay Jha, when Mr. Chidambaram makes a comment like he did to NDTV yesterday, saying that at this stage every party still has an equal chance at forming the government. Now many would laugh that off and say that, I mean, come on, does he mean the Congress as well? Or there are some leaders of your party that have even talked about supporting a third front. Do you think that the Congress is in a sense breathing again in this election? Let's be realistic. You've been kind of out of form, let's say.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing, Nidhi. If you follow this election very closely, you'll find that the mask of the BJP, the whole, very orchestrated, very deceptive attempt to talk about development, which was basically always nothing but a facade for the Hindutva agenda, is off. The communal politics of BJP is there in your face. We all know that. And I think as progressively with every phase of the election, particularly after the 24th, now we believe that we are going to make some extremely solid gains. And it's not that we are not going to be doing well in the elections before. So we have done our own number crunching. I'm not going to share that with you. But believe me, you are headed for a huge surprise on May 16th. And as far as the BJP's numbers are concerned, being self-delusional is a fundamental right guaranteed by the Constitution. They are free to do that. But just take one example. If the BJP was really so confident, Mr. Modi would not be doing such a desperate act like he did today, showing off his lotus symbol, going on and on, fully aware he's violating an election mode, code of conduct. That itself is a manifestation that the BJP
really
knows
say
that
that the
everything
Congress
it is trying
has an
to
equal.
spin
And
is
I mean,
not
of course, you
working.
have to say it. In a sense, I'm asking you a stupid question because, you will say, of course, the Congress is going to come back with 350 seats. But, Mr. Ketkar, let me ask you that. Does every party at this stage have an equal chance of forming the government?
Let me answer that, Nidhi.
Let Mr.
Nidhi,
Ketkar,
let me
because I know what
answer
you'll
that.
say. Sanjay, I'll come to you. One second.
Nidhi, let me answer that.
Okay, I'll let you answer. Fair enough. Then, Mr. Ketkar.
All I'm saying is our only challenge is the fact. I'll tell you our only challenge, because we got 33 seats last time in Andhra Pradesh, United Andhra Pradesh, is going to be the fact that in Andhra Pradesh we did phenomenally well. We have a challenge of retaining as much as we can. I think, frankly speaking, if we were very confident of doing as well in Simandra, we are going to do well in Telangana. I think the story of this election, I could have told you right now exactly who is going to be the cabinet minister in the UPA3 government. But the fact remains that we are going to be the single largest party in parliament when the election results are announced.